Hi guys, Ronda Winstead here, aka Ronda without an H. Okay, we are continuing on finishing up our first project for our Stitch and Chat. So this is like subpart A or something. I don't remember how to outline. It's been way too long since I went to school. How are you doing, guys? Are you warm, cold, middle, what? Oh my goodness. If you could see outside of my windows right now, you would be like, wait a minute. You don't get snow? Well, yeah, we're getting snow. The wind is blowing. It is freezing cold. Yeah, it's crazy. We moved out of this stuff. We moved from Pullman, Washington here to Jonesboro, Arkansas, to be closer to our children and to be really close to one of the families, one of our kids. And this is our first storm here. I guess it does get this way sometimes in the winter. We've just been fortunate. This is the first time we've experienced it. So I hope you are safe. I hope you're warm. Or if it's too hot there, I hope you're cool. Whatever's going to make you comfortable. That's what I hope you are. Alrighty, let's get started. If you want to see what we did, I will put a link to the first video so you can see the details of how I made this. We're going to finish stitching and then we'll stitch this up. So what we have to decide, and you guys can help me out here. Now when I originally made this and I made these cards, journal cards, you can see, you can journal on them on the back. They're pretty on the front and they're practical on the back. I had not put my sealing wax, but I needed to put that on a project. I'm telling you guys, I had to. The sealing wax literally jumped out of the bag and onto my desk. I mean, hello, what are you going to do? Okay. So that has, the point of telling you that is that now with this pocket, I've got embellishments here and here and here and here. And then these are really high. This is what I consider to be highly embellished. And this almost puts it over the top. And so my thought process is, would this be better to fit in a little plainer pocket so that my eye's not completely distracted? So what do you think? I know, it's hard. Because those of you that have followed me for a long time, you know that I struggle with simple. It's a word, and that's basically what it is it's a word in the dictionary, but it's not, it's just a word. Sometimes it's a dirty word. But look at this. I kind of am loving that. Look, right there. And so I don't think that I want to copy this exactly because I just think this looks nicer. Do some of you agree? One of you? Two, maybe? I don't know. And then when we open it up this way, too, let's get this. We're just comparing here, my friends. We are just comparing what we're doing here. Because these pockets are going to reside, or these cards are going to reside in these pockets. So I'm thinking that simple could be the way to go. This is more embellished here, which I love. I think that's very beautiful. But the journal card that I put in here, you know, because of that, I may want to go a little simpler. So what I'm thinking of doing, stick with me, I'm thinking of trading and putting these cards in this pocket before I get it all, you know, duded up with embellishments, and then make some new cards to go in this one that I've already created. So I'll have the more embellished holder or pocket from the Glassine bags, remember, with simpler journal cards, and then the more embellished cards with the simpler pocket. Does that make sense? What do you think? Am I crazy? Don't answer that. Oh, you guys, it's Monday. It's Monday morning. I'm not in a point where I can video well ahead of time, and that this is, you know, Saturday or Sunday or whatever, and I say it's Monday. I'm not that disciplined. I think that's a good word for it. I have so many irons and so many different fires that's a difficult thing for me to do. But I'm trying to organize myself better so that I can do certain things and you know, be on here more with you guys, because I just really love it. You know, I love you guys. I think you're amazing. I love the community, the artistic community that we have, the creators, and wow, I'm always impressed. Okay, so I think that's what we're going to do, guys, is, excuse me, it's still morning, so little old Froggy hasn't hopped on down the road to bother somebody else yet, so it's still in my throat. So if I do anything, it's going to be modest. I may do something here because that to me looks really plain. So let's see. Let's take a peek, see. I want to keep in the same color scheme. The trouble with doing a bunch of these ahead of time is I do a bunch of different colors, and then I almost always end up using my pink first and foremost. And yeah, there's hardly any pink left. Let's see, would that work? That's awfully pretty, but I don't think the color. All right, let's try another one where we keep fun stuff. That takes up too much space. Don't want to take up a lot of writing space. Just keep it kind of fun and simple here. Oh, and by the way, I love these. These are so much fun. This is all done with washi tape. I have a video on this, how you can make clusters and different things that are super, super fun that way. Now that might work. That could work. We could like pop it there. We'll pop it there. You know, I'm either a top or a bottom. You know, it's like I rarely do anything in the center. I don't know why. Why do we gravitate the way we do, my friends? I think I even like this better because it's a little bit smaller, and we can pick We can put it this way. Kind of like this. All right, quit looking through them, Rhonda. Just grab one. They're all fun. Oh, now that's fun too, isn't it? Just kind of a little doohickey to kind of, that's a little plainer, but I kind of like that. You know what? It's different. Let's go with something different. So, this also is washi tape. And to make this a little more interesting, what if we added a little bit of lace, ribbon. This is ribbon. This is ribbon, not lace. Oh my goodness, I'm on a roll today, aren't I? Or we could bring in some color. Yeah, we could do a little bit of color. Oh, you guys, this is where I go nuts. This is the decision. Do this, do that. No, I like this better. No, that's pretty. Oh, but you have to look through 500 things before you choose what you're going to use. Okay, I'm going to shut the video off. I'm going to go grab a couple more and take a drink of water. And I will be back. Okay, rather than bring out the whole kit and caboodle of everything pink that I have, which is quite a bit, I limited myself to, I've never used this. I thought this might be pretty, or even just a sweet little simple something like this. There's that possibility. I have this one. I don't really want to get too terribly I want to keep it smallish. I don't like that. I mean, I do love the lace, but it's just not quite the look that I'm going for. And I'm not going to change this because I've just told myself I'm not, so I'm going to use it. And let's take a peek here. This is also some lace, and I've never used this either. Oh, isn't that just the sweetest thing ever? Do you like that, you guys? I kind of really do. You know what I don't like about this is this edge. It seems to me to be too something, too straight. So let's just take care of that. Let's take a little bit of that off. Okay. As you can see, the difference. Bring it up. I like this a lot, and I'm going to do that all the way around all four sides. Whoops, open it up. I mean, it's hard sometimes to get in the habit for me to close this all the time. And then when I do get in the habit of closing it, then I forget to open it up, you know, to use it. So, alrighty. Okay, so now what I want to do is go ahead and edge around to give that a little more distinction, and we shall then be ready to add something delicious to this side. Whoa! Get back here. Alrighty. Let's see how that will work. Okay, that's nice. And where was the lace? This is the one that I'm thinking about using. Oh, I just think that is so pretty. Isn't that just the softest sweet? I like that. I may even go ahead and cover up the stitching on the side just to soften it some more, or maybe I don't. Let's go ahead and move these others away. I still may do something with that, but not on this page. Okay. Or what if I take it over deliberately this way? Yeah, I think I kind of like it as it's a little bit further in. It makes the journaling spot a little bit smaller, but not horribly. And then it really makes this stand out on its own. I like that. Okay, so let's go ahead and keep this within the stitching lines that we have there, the brown stitching lines. And I'm just gonna go ahead and cover that and move that out of the way. We will move this out of the way. I do love to use skinny oh gosh. Zigzag trim. Okay. Now let's, for this part, I am going to use my Fabri-Tac. Make sure it's open. Make sure I'm gluing this on the right side. Let's decide again how far we want to come over. Okay, so approximately right here. So smack it. Show it who's boss. Although Fabri-Tac almost always wins these battles with us, right? So I'm just putting a little glue bead and putting my little piece of lace down, and this is a faded lace. It goes from white to a really pale pink, and I just turned it around so that the pink is more highlighted over here. Now let's decide, where do we want to put this? We can go up, middle, down. Anywhere would be good, you know, I think. Anything. What kind of mood are we in today? You know, we don't do this very often. Let's go ahead and do this. And for this one, we're going to stitch it. So I'm just going to put some stick glue on the back just to position it. Let me put the lid on my Fabri-Tac. And then I will take this over to the sewing machine and I will stitch around there. And I shall be back. Okay, we have stitched this on. I like that. Now, I want to share something with you. Let me bring it in closer so you can see really well what I'm doing here. As you can see, I have left these threads really long, and I have pulled them from the back to the front. I'm going to go ahead and just give this a little knot so that it won't unravel. And then I thought I did this on some of mine. I don't know if I shared this with you or not, but see how I've curled these little threads? So I figure, why not kill two birds with one stone? And why would you ever want to kill a bird? I mean, that's just such a stupid saying. So why did I just say it? Oh my goodness. Okay, so do any of you remember the curling ribbon? Have ever used curling ribbon, any of you? Before you could buy it curled, already curled. Anyway, you can, with your scissors, you can create curlicues. And I can even do it better, I think, if I make it smaller. So what I'm doing is taking a pair of scissors, I'm just running the edge, and it's just curling up, okay? It's just curling up, you guys. Now, I'm going to tie just a little bow. I don't know if you can see that. Maybe not. Well, that was terrible. Well, that was terrible, Rhonda. I'm just trying something different, you know, with these little threads. Instead of just having them hang and dangle, which as a quilter, that was hard for me. You guys, that was really hard for me to get used to, leaving threads dangling. It was like, whoa, no, you got to clip those suckers off. You got to tie it and you clip those. Okay, I'm going to try this one more time. Hold your breath for me, with me. Okay. Okay. I've got a sweet little bow, and it makes its own little kind of decoration. Now, if this were done in pink, wouldn't that be sweet? I should have thought about that and maybe put the pink around there, but I've been doing all of this in the brown variegated thread, so. But anyway, that's just a something that you can or not. Like here, I didn't leave them as long, and it's just kind of a sweet little curl. I just kind of like it. I haven't seen it done before, so it's just kind of a fun little, well, this could be kind of cool. Okay, I'm good with the back. I'm going to leave these plain-ish. We could, you know, you could see where I finished on this one. I clipped it off and still had a little bit. So if I do anything, it would be right along, I'd keep it on the inside. Should we give that a try just to kind of make that pop just a little bit? So what I will do, about this length, so I'm going to cut, and I'm going to try to jagged cut so that it doesn't look neat and pristine. And I will just start up here, and I will zigzag and just kind of, I feed it in my sewing machine as I go along with my stylus here with just a little wooden, I kind of do this and stitch a few, and then do this and stitch a few and do that and stitch a few and just go. So I will be back. Alrighty, I like that. I think it's pretty. It's different. Let me show you again. This one I stitched all the way down the ribbon, and then added my journaling spot. And I forgot when I was recreating this, but I like both of these. I like them. Okay, so I think we're done. We're not going to embellish the insides or any more on the outside. So Hang on, I will be right back. I apologize. That was my hubby calling. He has been braving the weather to get out. There were some things that needed to be done, and he was just calling to let me know he was safe. He got there fine, so that makes me feel better. I worry about anybody out on the roads as they are right now. Okay, guys, so this is ready to be stitched up, the pocket put together. But I think that's probably one of the last things that I will do. Let's go ahead and work on the pockets. And I'm going to keep them really simple because, as I shared with you, I'm going to switch. These pockets will go in this. These pockets, these tags, these journal spots, these journal cards, these doohickeys will go in this one, and we'll create some, some plainer ones to go in the more embellished pocket holder. All right, so let's get started. I have used, this is a large index card, if you will. You used to, I don't know if you can still buy them this size or not, but these are not new. These are used, obviously. This is some chemistry. I picked them up at a bookshop. This is 8 inches by probably 4.5 or by 5. 8 by 5 inches. And it's it's the heavy, the way they used to make index cards on the heavy paper before they got cheap and started making them skinny. All right, so let's move all of that away. So one of the things that you do need to do is to measure whatever size pocket that you're working on, okay? Well, and that would be an advantage, I suppose, of stitching up your pocket. You know what? I'm just going to do that, but I'm not going to turn off the sound, so just bear with me. I will only be a minute or two. Well, not even that long. I'll be right back. Let me just stitch this down the sides, and then we'll be able to measure exactly. So this part isn't difficult. It's just a matter of just straight stitching. Just straight stitching, guys. And then I will use my bone folder. I like to go over my seams. I do this with when something's going to be showing. I like to punch down or lay down the pop-up from the paper and make it smooth again. Okay, so we have, this is all enclosed now. So these will fit in here. And this will fit in here. Do you guys ever, I have a question for you. Do you ever struggle with which way to put your journaling, which way to put the decorative side of when you do a pocket, something like this, of which way to do it? So if I do it this way, right, of course if I'm in a different, if I have it like this, then yeah, I probably want to do it so that it shows. And I probably want to do it this way so it shows too. Okay, never mind. Never mind. All right. Well, I think this is, I love this. I love this. I'm so excited about it. Yeah. Okay, so we'll put that aside. We will get the one I made first, and I have measured. I made one card ahead of time. So, and I made it, this is something that you want to think about. Do you want it to go in so none of the card, journal card, or I guess it would be called a journal card because tags, we usually have those showing, don't we? Anyway, perhaps I'm mislabeling these, but hopefully you're understanding what I'm saying. Or do I want to have it show just a little bit so it's easy to pull out? I was kind of thinking about that. These I didn't. I had them go in, and then we have the tab that we put on to pull out to make it fun. So, but these, where I'm keeping them plainer, I thought it might be kind of fun to have as another layer of texture. Let me show you that again with putting it up next another page that you see more layers. And so I think that's what I want to do with both of these. So I would just measure the inside of my pocket, and this is 6.5 inches. And if I want it to pop just a little bit, let's see, what did I cut this? Was it 4.5? It was 4.5 inches, so that it extends just a little bit. So you, of course, would measure what size your pocket is after you've stitched it. Because if you measure here and then you stitch it and you stitch too far in, then it may not fit. So go ahead and wait till you've created your pocket and then measure how much space is from your stitching line that you have, and give yourself just a teeny bit of room for it to slide in and out. You don't want it to be a struggle all the time to get it in and out. Okay, so I will go ahead and make this other one. And again, you know, it was just a weird thing when I bought these. I was with a girlfriend. I was living in Pullman, Washington, and at the college there, on Fridays, you could, their bookstore, was open to the public. The other days of the week, it was closed to the public, but open, you know, to the students. And so we would go and see what they might have available. And oftentimes, I mean, you just never knew what kind of something that you might be able to find. It was just really an interesting place to shop. And so I remember it was towards the summer, and we were there looking and went out in the back, and they have trash bins and different things. It's not trash, but it's things they've thrown away to be hauled to the trash. But you still have to buy if you go rummaging through. So it's not like you're going to get gooey, nasty, that kind of thing, but paper and books and parts of computers and all kinds of weird things that would end up there. And so there I am, pilfering through one of their trash whatever, and that's how I got these cards. I happened to move something, and then I just saw just this huge amount of these. I didn't get nearly nearly enough, but it was an awkward reaching down into this play. So it's kind of like my friend was like, whoa, okay. Rhonda will dig for her treasures. So I kind of hoard these. I worked hard for these guys, and I don't remember what I paid for them, but it was very reasonable. It was, it was like, okay, I can absolutely afford this, especially when I told them how I found them. They're like, oh yeah, you need to take these home with you. So, okay, that's going to work well. We got the right size going on. And I especially love these because they have the lines, so it's easy to journal. Really super simple to journal on the backs of those. Most of mine don't have the lines, and so I'm almost out of the lines. But I'll still, oh, so sorry, that was the lid to my ink. And this is vintage photo that I'm using here. So I would be interested, me doing my kind of dumpster, and it was a mini kind of dumpster thing. So it wasn't like it was this huge one, but I'd be interested to know what's the weirdest or funniest thing that you have done to get supplies, or that people might be like, really? And you're like, yeah, really. That would be fun. I would really be interested to know what that might have been for you. I'm sure that we've probably all got some stories of that kind of thing. And I'm just going to do on this, I'm only going to show you one pocket because my videos have a tendency to be so long, and I don't want to bore you to tears. And watching me ink, I'm sure, is the highlight of your day. You live and breathe for that, right? Okay, so this is the part that we are going to embellish, and we're going to try to keep it a little bit simple. And by doing the simple, I think what I want to do, let me get it over here. You can see my I have been cutting out some circles, and they are 2-inch circles, and that's what I have backed these with. I'm going to just show you how I did that, but I'm not actually going to do it. Did that make sense? All right. All righty. We'll put this away. It's for another day of projects. So, let me grab this out just to show you what I would do here. Would be to go ahead and ink around the circle so it gives it a highlight, a nice little base. And I like these manila folders to use for this because they're sturdy, and you just have a little bit more body there with them. Okay, and then I would go ahead and glue this, not stitch on this part. It wouldn't work well with the wax and with the thickness here being very stiff. It's pliable, but it's not. Don't use your sewing machine for this part. but I would go ahead and glue that. And what I did is I added a little bit of cheesecloth, okay, just a smidgen of cheesecloth to that, and glued. And that is my, that's what I did to the card. And I love it. It's simple, but it's really pretty. Then what I did to the back is I added, let me grab a whole nother thing. And these I was inspired to do. This was a G Kerr. It's been months ago, but she was just sewing up these little fabric snippets, and I did a bunch of those. And so I just glued, again, one of these to the back. So that's how that was created. It looks really elaborate, and it is kind of, but the way it was put together is super simple, to do it. So, okay. So let's get back. I'll put that away. We will get back to just something of this nature. And I have done this. I want to probably decide. The reason I'm doing the tab first is so that when I decorate it, I don't necessarily want to have this showing, but I don't know yet. So that's sort of a 6 of one, half a dozen of another sort of a decision. I may want to put something, if I'm really putting a pretty image, let's see, say for instance, let me grab just a sec. Let me grab some of my images that are handy here. And this goes really well with that too, doesn't it? That's beautiful. Wow. Looks like they were inspired on that. So if I want to do something of this nature right here, I may not want that to show. I may want to go ahead and cover that up like that. Okay? Do I? What should we do? Or do we want to kind of rip around here and put a couple of other things collage way on there? Collage way? Collage style. You know what? I think let's rip. Let's go ahead and be brave and rip. And for those of you that rip the opposite way, just know I'm left-handed, and this is the way I do it. I like the texture that it gives me, and that's a good part of why I do it, but the other is because I'm left-handed. And it's easier. Okay, so let's see. We've got both sides. There's the journaling. I want to make sure this is the up because I've got this base here. So I don't want that to be on the bottom by mistake. And I actually wouldn't mind having some of this show. I like where you can have a little bit of, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. I will edge. Oh, goodness. I am dropping things right and left today. Well, it is Monday, so I guess that can be excused, right? We'll go ahead and we'll just feather this with our ink. I'm keeping basically the same color of ink so that it will all blend in. And I like the texture and I don't know, I just think it gives it an extra layer by ripping. I like it. Okay, so I've got that. And we will keep that. You never know, right? You never know what kind of fun something will show its head. I do have some, I think a book page would look good as well, a dictionary, something of that nature. This is the same color tone, but I might want something that's just a little different. I mean, the print is completely different. Well, let's see, maybe. I might want to have something that's just a little different color than what this is. I don't want it to be so close that it looks like the same piece. And is that maybe borderline going there a little bit. Let's see what we've got without trying too hard to take a peek, see. Got some of our goodies here. Oh my goodness, you guys, do you have, oh, I have got digitals. I have got papers that from books that I have copied. I have originals. I have such a plethora of stuff that sometimes it really, my brain can just be like, ooh, kind of go on tilt, just a teeny bit maybe. Oh, this would be cool. Let's maybe add this one. This is from an old book page. This would be fun. So we're just gonna collage on here a little bit, and we will call this, I think, done. I do want to keep it. So that's the same color tone. You know what? It's okay. I'm not going to sweat it anymore. But I will get one of my little papers here, and I'm just going to go ahead and do fast inking. This is fast inking when I don't want to take the time to hold it in my hand. The ink's not that expensive to replace. All right, so there's that. I'm going to want to put this, let's see, this way. It goes this way. It goes this way. What do you think? So anyway, if you guys have a mind to, please do share your funny or crazy or whatever of how you acquired some of your goodies that you create with. I would love to hear your stories. Yeah, I think that one where I'm dumpster diving, small dumpster, but diving, trying to retrieve these cards was one of my, at least where I was getting the most exercise. That was very interesting. All right. I can do this away, this away, this away. Do 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 do. Da 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 da. Okay, okay. What else? What else, my friends? I don't want to be too plain. I like to add some. Maybe what I need to do is I need to do a little bit of stamping, and I could add some washi tape. That would perhaps brighten it up a little bit. I could use some of these other pieces here as well to give it. I could do that. I could, which means I can, and that means I will. I will. Okay. I think this is where, my friends, I'm going to go ahead and turn the camera off. I'm going to finish collaging this, and I will return and show you whether we put this under or over, and we will show a finished card. I won't show both of them, but they'll be in the same, colorway, and I'll do it the same way. So, all right, I will be back. Okay, guys, I am done for this first video segment, 1 and 1A. Okay, I really like these glassine bags, sandwich bags that have been turned into pockets to put in your journals or to give out as individual gifts or whatever, Happy Mail, whatever. I just think they're so much fun and they're so pretty. So I hope you enjoyed this video. As you can see, I put the real embellished tags. I keep calling them tags, don't I? Journaling spots, journaling cards, journaling whatevers. I put those in this, the one that we just made, and then the one I had previously made, I added these others that are just a little simpler. They're not as embellished as the other. Now you might note on here I have added, this is an image from 49 Dragonflies, Barbara. Go check her out. She's got a really pretty, some sweet pinkish flower sheet on there that's just really fun. And I did the same with this, and I have another one of those images here. So this isn't a design team video, but her flowers, they were there because I had been working on a video, and they worked perfectly for this. So I'm really happy with those. Okay, so anyway, I hope that you guys will have a wonderful rest of your day. Stay safe out there. Know I love you and sending big hugs your way. Bye now.